and stream. And then play starts.
Dirikanaga wendo waku uria unyendete naguo wendo mwingi utari ucuke na wendo mukinyaniru utumaga ndiriririe guikaraga ndinyihitie guguthingata makiria wendo waku ni uhotaga ndukareke ngariganiro niwe goya wananyonia ndi muroyo wariwa ndukareke ngariganiro niwe goya wananyonia ndi muroyo wariwa. Amone mathirete aria ginao makoja indi wendo waku ngayo turaga umenyereire niguo ndikananiro ni migwi miuru ya ngoma ndukareke ngariganiro niwe goya wananyonia ndi muroyo ndukareke ngariganiro niwe goya wananyonia ndi muroyo wariwa. Ndamenya kuria nyumite gutiri ungihotire kuruta ngoro ino yakwa hatakaine ya mathina tiga niwe waingiriire ndukareke ngariganiro niwe goya wananyonia ndi muroyo ndukareke ngariganiro niwe goya wananyonia ndi muroyo wariwa. Wega waku ujigane utore udathimite ndathimira nyumba yakwa wira wa moko makwa maundu makwa mothe ndukareke ngaconoka ndukareke ngariganiro niwe goya wananyonia ndi muroyo wariwa ndukareke ngariganiro niwe goya wananyonia ndi muroyo wariwa.
Thank you so much, our CEO, JD, Jeremy Damaris. Thank you so much for that beautiful song. Karibu sana for those who are joining me. My name is Esther from Leicester, and today we are bringing you another program on well-being. reflections of life or reflections on life. That's what I'm bringing in. And today I'll be bringing very beautiful ladies here. So karibu sana. Please let me know where you're tuning in from and if you can be able to hear us loud and clear. These are my beautiful, gorgeous African ladies that will be talking to us today. So we have Esther from Leicester, and then in the middle there we have Mary number 1 and we have Mary number 2. They'll be introducing themselves in a moment, and then this topic is a surprise to both of them because I didn't tell them what it is I'm going to ask them. So it will be like we are cooking, like I normally say, the kitchen. We cook. Our minds are the kitchen, and therefore we will be cooking whatever we cook with these beautiful ladies, and it will be palatable for you, hopefully. And we'll be asking tough questions of life. So karibu sana from wherever you're tuning in. Let's know where you're tuning in from, and then we'll be able to continue with the topic. Please share, because we say sharing is caring, as long as it's something good that you are sharing. Now, before I go on and on and on and on and on and on, I would like these ladies, these beautiful ladies, to introduce themselves, and I will start with this Mary here, the Mary on the screen. Please introduce yourself.
Hello everybody. Habari zenu. Ndiyo kana tukweria na Gikuyu kana ni Githweri kana ni Githungu. Mbere ni ngatho muno kwi JD, the CEO of this channel or platform, Jeremy Damaris, na team yake na Josephine aria marathondeka mitambo, na Esther. Thank you so much for having me. Na edo aitu erorerwa aria mathikagiriria na aria mendete go connect na maundu mega meru maria marareherwo thiini wa channel eno. Karibuni, and I'm so grateful. Thank you.
And this other Mary will be introducing herself as well. Karibu sana, Mary. Yeah, there is a delay in my voice, so don't worry. I didn't know the other Mary had finished, so I need to put this audio in my ear like that so that I can be able to hear what is going on. Karibu sana. Welcome, Mary. You know Karibu, what it means by now.
Yes, Karibu sana. My name is Mary Okora. I'm a Nigerian and I am Kenyan by association with Esther. Welcome, everyone. Yes, I'm happy to be here this evening. And yes, I hope we'll all have a fantastic time together. Thank you, Esther, for inviting me. And thank you to all the organizers of KDM Media. Thank you.
Karibu sana, Mary. I'm there with you in the studio now so that we can give each other confidence. You know, ladies, I didn't tell you what it is I'm going to ask you about, but one of the books I've been reading is the book of Ecclesiastes. So Mary and Mary, are you familiar with the book of Ecclesiastes? Anything? So let me start with Mary from Nigeria. What do you know about the book of Ecclesiastes? What have you heard about it?
I love the particular bit where it says there's time for everything, and that's where that's what I know about Ecclesiastes.
Okay.
Yes, it tells us about life and how we should live our lives. So yes.
Okay, and Mary in the middle, Mary from Minnesota.
Well, I have a little bit of the book of Ecclesiastes.
Mm-hmm.
I used to hear it when I was young in the Catholic Church.
Mm-hmm.
I think they use it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But as Mary has said, it's about life. It's about the impermanence of life, how things come and go.
Okay.
So that's the bit I know.
You're all right. Yeah, all of you are right, and well done. Thank you. Now, what I'm going to do, I will kind of welcome everybody else who is joining in, and then we will be able to continue with the tough questions of life. Yeah, before we continue. So, Monica Ndungu, karibu sana. You're tuning in. And Mary yourself, Mary Maura is watching, so thank you so much for watching the show. And Grace Nyambura, karibu sana, you're saying wow and congratulations. Maggie Gadongo is watching, karibu sana, all the way from Germany. Monica Ndungu, you're saying a very nice song, thank you so much. Abdul Wajid Mahar is saying so beautiful, and you're from Pakistan. Nyambura Grace, you're tuned in from KSA. And SK Nganga Wajiko, you're tuned in, karibu sana, and you are watching. Mary Ndungu, you're watching from a very beautiful flag, a green one. I'll be able to tell where that one comes from. And Jambi Washosho, you're tuned in from indoors. And Modoi Kingori Madai is also watching. So karibu sana for everyone who is joining in. Karibu sana. Now we have tough questions. Now I'm smiling, Mary and Mary. I am really smiling. You may think there's nothing wrong with Esther. And I've been reading the book of Ecclesiastes. I'm cheered on. I've been teaching on it and saying everything is not vanity. Everything has a purpose. But then this week, you ladies, I would like you to cheer me up because I sank down. I was very, very down. All of a sudden, I just felt down. I felt demotivated. I tried to cheer myself up. This very book says about pleasures of life. I tried the pleasures that I know. Okay, I like food. I cooked and I ate and I'm feeling bloated. Now, how can you explain this feeling that people have? I won't say just women. I would say people can. These feelings, where do you think they come from? A feeling of depression, a feeling of sadness. Okay, I wasn't depressed. No, but I felt sad. I felt down. So, Mary from Nigeria, if you could help me a little bit, maybe explain from a woman's point of view or from just a human point of view, how can you help me and how can you cheer me up and how do you cheer yourself up when the moods are down? Please help me.
Well, I hope I can help. Right. I think biologically, we women, sorry men, but yes, I will talk about women because I'm a woman and I understand sometimes how my body works. Biologically, a woman, our bodies go through, different emotions and different hormones or reaction to our environment at different times. So, say for a woman now, it could be maybe age related, maybe when you're getting to your menopause, a lot of things happening with your body, and or you could have like your menstrual cycle that can bring sometimes, you just snapping at people easily, or you can just be sad or just angry for no reason. I think God probably designed us that way because we feel a lot of emotions. I don't know about men. I'm sure they feel emotions too, but we are able to express our own emotions. And when the sadness comes, I think, it's important that we embrace it and not try to shy away from it. Yes, I am feeling sad, but what do I then do to help lift myself up? I think that's when, like for myself, I would try and find maybe music that helps me a lot, or my children. Oh, they entertain me all the time, and I have lots of fun with them. So sometimes I'll just look for something to distract me from what I'm feeling, and then gradually, I mean, sometimes when we're feeling sad, we're almost drawn sometimes to look for people that would feel that sympathy and talk more, about sad things. I don't think it's a good idea then. It's best to go to maybe somebody that will sound more positive and, encourage you, especially if you're a Christian, in the Bible, there are lots of promises and encouragement there. So I would go to something that will lift me up rather than something that will make me go down, down, down even more.
Thank you so much, Mary. And I'm going to be asking men because they're tuning in. Modoi Kengori Madai, you can tell us whether men go down, whether they have moods that go down. And also Kaida Kibe, you can also tell us something about the moods when they go down. Do you ever have the moods when they go down? Men and women who are joining us, I want to talk about the realities of life and some of the things that cause us maybe to have low moods and all that. Now, Mary in the middle, Please tell us, what could it be that was causing my low moods, or what causes people to feel down sometimes?
Well, it could be a couple of many things. And as humans, we don't love changes. And when change happens, it might be so a boring thing, very boring, or it might be happiness, something that brings joy. It's kind of, it changes our temperament from the one we had. So it makes us have an attitude. Like when people say, oh, you got an attitude, it's because something happened. Oh, you look happy. It's because something happens, and people would like to or would love to ask you, what makes you so happy? Yeah? So it's about change. And as Mary from Nigeria said, there can be a body change, and that is a physical change, which is not preventable. It's there. It's like a clock. It goes. And the best thing is to know how to accept these changes and to understand, yes, they're gonna be there and they will always be there, and new changes will always be there. So we better accept the changes with the time when they come, because time changes too. The world is evolving. Nothing is stopping. So if we can accept change as it is and be on the positive side, look for something better to make us feel more better, not bored, not sad, not critical, not judgmental to us or to the other people. I think that is what, Esther, you need to do. If you are feeling bad, I think now you feel better. You've seen us, right?
Yeah, Mary, you can unmute yourself. I want to ask you a question in relation to your son has just come there, and I've seen him pop in there. Did that annoy you? Did it irritate you? How did it make you feel, like he's ever there just around you, the boys? How did that make you feel, Mary?
Well, I tried muting myself, but I was a bit confused where to find it. And yes, a little bit, I was like, Jonathan, I have told you, mommy is a bit busy. But, children, they don't care. I just had to move away to handle it a little bit, yes. But children, they will always come to you.
Yeah. Does it annoy you? Do you just take it okay? How do you handle it?
I won't say annoy. I had to deal with it then, and
Okay.
it's by letting him know again that mommy is busy doing something. If you want something, you can signal to me, and then I will excuse myself. And yeah, it's something that I cannot run away from because I've got kids around. So yes, I've embraced it that they'll always pop in whenever I'm doing anything.
Okay, I have another question now. This may bring us to the book of Ecclesiastes, because I am thinking about the book of Ecclesiastes. In chapter 1, if I'm not wrong, he starts with saying everything is vanity, everything is meaningless. Do you think my sadness has a meaning, or it doesn't have a meaning? Do you think it's only the good things that King Solomon is talking about? The wealth, the wisdom, the knowledge, the pleasures. Do you think those are the things that are meaningless, or my pains, my heartbrokenness, do they have any meaning? Should I have any pain at all? I'm going to ask Mary from Minnesota.
Thank you, Esther. That's a very good question. And that's where we are in today. Whatever we are going through since 2020, it was meant to be, and it's meant to be, but it's us who will change. We're coming out of it, or maybe we're even going more deeper into some unknown thing that's coming, but there is a meaning in it. It means change, continue changing, evolve. So I don't think anything is meaningless, but at that moment, it's meaningful. then it's gone.
Okay. So do you mean at that moment it's meaningful? Yeah. At that moment it's meaningful, or that moment
Yes.
is meaningless? It's when you look at it later that you find that it is meaningful, because when we are going through pain, all you can see at that particular moment is pain and pain and pain. Mary from Leicester, or Mary from Nigeria. Do you think my pain and my heartbrokenness and my feeling down and depressed, does it really have meaning?
I'm sure it does, because sometimes we feel the sadness as a result of a reaction from something. Maybe something has happened, or we've thought about something, or we've remembered an event, to bring this sadness. So, yes, it is meaningful. It can get us to start thinking about maybe things that we should be doing, or things that we should be changing. Everything is meaningful, but it's then how we react to them that is very important, because some people might react and stay in there. If it's maybe a negative reaction, it is important to, yes, when you react to all these situations about life, try and see a bigger picture for later, and find solutions, healthy solutions to help us through whatever it is we're feeling.
Is it okay to talk to people? Like, is it okay? You, both Marys are my friend. Is it okay to come and tell you my problems, or is it okay for not telling you my problems? One of the video clips that came into my reminding memories, you see, I said, keep your own poop. And put the poop where it belongs, right? That's what I was saying. And I said it
Mhm.
the way English people would say. If you want to have a look at that clip, you can have a look. And I was talking about the cats that poop anywhere in the garden. And I said, in life, we know where to take our poop, right? So is it
Yeah.
okay for me to share my problems with my friends? Or is it okay to pretend, Esther, it's okay? You will go through this and it will be over. Just keep it. It's yours to die with. What do you think? Okay, let me start with Mary from Nigeria.
Okay.
How does it feel when I
Absolutely.
bring my problems to your table?
Absolutely. Like I said earlier, I said it's important to go to people that would help you maybe dissect the problem, help you to be lifted. I won't have a problem and go to a negative thinking person. They will make me think even low. What's the point of that? I would go to someone that I know would listen to me, would give me godly advice, because I'm a Christian, would encourage me, would remind me of, the goodness of God in my life, would remind me of who I am. So it is important to choose that one. Not a lot of people. I'm not a big fan of, I'm going through a problem, I go on social media. No. Go to people that would help you.
Okay, Mary from Minnesota, when I've told you my problems this afternoon, for example, how did it make you feel? What did you feel like? Now, what's up with this? What's up with this? She can keep her problems. I have my own problems. How did you feel, and how did you take it?
Uh, I took it like out of my experience, I've gone through that,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a past history, or it's something continuous, but it doesn't stop life to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it made me just see the familiarity of like the way change is like an energy which comes from me, it goes to you, like Mary have said, it will affect you. So it's like it has to evolve. It happens to everybody. Your problem today will happen to somebody tomorrow, whether you know her or you don't. It's an energy. All these things we see, we can never stop them. They will have to happen. What we call the past or history will happen again and again and again, because it's an evolving energy. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So
Oh, I
it didn't
I
affect
lost
you.
you.
No, it's okay. So it didn't kind of sink into you when you said, Esther, oh, I've been feeling down. I don't know whether to broadcast. I don't know whether to do this. And I had told Mary, the other Mary as well, the Mary from Nigeria, whether I should do this because I was feeling like I've been down in the dumps. I can't really pinpoint what's the problem because I know, yeah, my God, I do know the word. And I've been encouraging other people because I know the truth. And I know the truth sets us free. But then for it to sink deep into my heart, for me to take that
Yeah.
truth into my everyday life, that has been really the biggest problem. So I want to ask you very
It
personal questions, okay? What is the worst that has ever brought you down and how did you come out of it? What was that? Just share if it's something you're free to share with us. But if you're not free to share with us, please keep it. And I'm asking you this because there is a program I've been watching about a young couple. This couple, if you see their YouTube channel, oh, it's beautiful. Yes, it's telling stories. They have skitted it very well, only to realize whatever they were living is not a truth. Yeah, because they've come up with all the emotions and what they've been struggling with. And yes, and when you listen to the story, you want to believe what you're seeing on their YouTube channel, that it's okay and beautiful, but in actual sense they're here in tears when they opened up. So if you don't mind, is there any personal thing that has ever really brought you down and how did you come out of that kind of situation? Let me ask Mary from Minnesota first and then Mary from Nigeria.
Oh, Esther. Today I shared about my car. Right now, I'm waiting to finish this show and go get my car. I'll get an Uber and go get my car. I woke up, I didn't find my car. I parked my car at the wrong place. And so it was towed. But the first thing I thought it was stolen. So I had to call in panic at the towing agents who said, we don't have your car. We don't have your car. So I called the police and I reported my car is stolen. And I was like, I was just shaking. I didn't have a solution, but so many things were going on through my head. And then I knew I was to have this show. So I was like, do I go deal with my car or do I do this show, which is like everything matters to me? But then I balanced when I called the police and they said, okay, we'll call you. Let's try looking for your car. Then we'll call you back. In fact, in less than 10 minutes, they called me and they said, we found your car. It's a towing agent, a private towing agent who towed it. So here is the number, go get your car. And I'm like, hallelujah. But
Okay.
between that, I had questioned God. I was like, God, with all the prayers that I really cried to you. And I even said thank you to you. Seriously, you can let this happen on a weekend. So that shows me everything. If we can be able to look out for a helper, like the police were my helper, we can be able to solve our problems. Talking to you, Esther, and talking to me, we were able to feel more better. We need to speak out because help is just outside there. We have destiny helpers, destiny supporters, destiny influencers from our Father God. We can only just look back to Him. And in fact, He will send an angel. Even if my car was stolen today, I knew and I know deep inside, God would have brought a solution somewhere.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And Mary from Nigeria, before I can say, Karibu Munyo Beth for joining us. So Mary from Nigeria, what is that one thing that brought you down and you felt like this is the end of the world?
End of the world? No.
No.
There can never be end of the world until Christ comes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. I think one thing that really, really, really brought me down, and I'm sure you know about it.
Mm-hmm.
Was at some point in my marriage,
Mm-hmm.
and I think talking to you sometimes and talking to God
Mm-hmm.
helped a lot. Like the other Mary said, there is help right there, but we have to know where to go to. I'm a child of God, and
Mm-hmm.
I know, by God's grace, I know where to go to. And then I have a friend in Esther and a few other people that I would go to. Definitely not social media as the world paints it. Would love to see our lives looking perfect out there, but it's not always it. There's so many people that go through a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and there's so many people we can learn from. So yes, by God's grace, yeah, it is always good to talk to someone. A problem shared, they say, it's help me someone. It's a solution or something like that.
Yeah, a
A
problem
problem
shared
shared.
is like a problem halved or half solved, something
Yes,
like that.
that's it.
Yeah, that's what they
Yeah.
say. And it's true. I do believe, like now, this afternoon, girls, you've cheered me up because from I think the last program I did was on Wednesday, and then I just sank, and I'm thinking I don't have the energy, I don't have the motivation. Obviously, Mary, I've been talking to you, Mary from Nigeria. I've been talking to you and telling you I don't know what's happening to me. I'm just there. I'm just there. I don't know, but I understand where the problem is coming from. I do understand where the problem is coming from. It's the transition. For mine, it's work. Mary from Minnesota was calling me Superflux because Mary from Nigeria, I was telling you the story of Superflux. At that particular time, I was like, I am more than enough. But then I realized it's God who is more than enough. It's not necessarily me who is more than enough. It's because I have a God that is more than enough. And of course, the pains that we go through, the heartbrokenness that we go through, they are lessons of life. Yeah, Mary from Minnesota has been saying it's change, and we need to accept that change. We need to be able to be transformed through that change. Now, there are quite a number of people who are listening. We are not doing this for the sake of doing it because we know people go through pain, but they keep quiet about the pain. But we have decided to be vulnerable a little bit with our own pains because every day there will be something that will disappoint you. And if you don't have a human being to talk to, I can assure you, yeah, even when you try to talk to God, because God is spirit, yes, you can talk to God, you will still need human beings to talk to so that you can be helped and held the hand throughout this life. Now, if you have any question for those who are listening in, please just comment here below and ask us a question. We'll be willing to answer your questions. And for the time being, we're being vulnerable with you. We are talking about those moments that we feel very down, despite of all the motivational speaking that you give us. Okay, I have one more question, maybe for each one of us, and then we'll be calling it off because we all need to go. Mary from Minnesota, you need to go and recover your car. Mary from
Yes.
Nigeria, Leicester, you need to go shopping. And me, Mary, I just need to chill. That's all I need to do. Okay, I've been busy up and down today, so I just need to chill. Now, what is among the things, what is the best among all the things that this King Solomon had said? Another day we'll come and talk about that because I had talked about chapter 1 and chapter 2. When he said vanity of vanities, he talks about wealth, he talks about wisdom, he talks about pleasure. So those are the three things I'm going to deal with for now as we go towards closing in. So out of these three things, which one do you think is the most important and why? So wealth, pleasure, and wisdom. In no particular order. Yeah, just remember, if I forget, you need to remember it's wealth, wisdom, and pleasure. So let me start from Minnesota. And I say, out of these three things, which one is the most important for you and why? And it is
I
wisdom,
would start
pleasure,
by, yeah,
and wealth. Yeah.
thank you, Esther. Wisdom for me is very important because with wisdom, you are rich, you have wealth, you can even have that vanity you have. Wisdom is very important.
Okay.
And then, do I have to say a number 2 or 3?
Yeah, you can choose which one is the second best, or you can just stay with your wisdom. It could be sufficient. If
Let
you
me
want
just
to
stay
add a
with
little
my
bit more.
wisdom because I can get it.
Okay. So, Mary from
Oh, okay.
Leicester, which one is the most important for you and why?
Um, I think wisdom too, because I need wisdom to be able to carry out the other two, to be
Okay.
able to make wealth, to be able to have pleasure.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, I think wisdom is an important part of life. You need wisdom to be able to live your life, else you just be doing things anyhow.
Brilliant. Now, Paula Adams has joined us, and Paula Adams looks like Mwaura. Yeah, Mary Mwaura. Okay, so it say
Hi,
hello
Paula.
from Cincinnati, Ohio, and she said hello, Mary Mwaura, and she said, ladies, your smiles are so therapeutic already to me as a viewer. Keep smiling, ladies.
Oh,
That's beautiful. And she
Thank
said,
you.
wisdom gives birth to everything for me. That is Paula. That's what she's saying. And she said, you're all beautiful ladies. And you are. I mean it.
Oh,
We
thank
are
you,
all
Paula.
beautiful ladies, and that's one of the things that really, yes, matters. Now, this King Solomon had said wisdom is useless or purposeless or vanity. He had said pleasure is vanity. He had said wealth is vanity. Do you know why he had said all these things are vain? Any one of you can contribute. Do you know from what point of view he was saying all these things are vain? Any one of you can try.
Okay. Vain means nothing, right?
Yeah, it's purposeless, meaningless, vanity,
Yes.
waste of time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think whatever we have now, remember we had other things before. And before that, we had other things. Where are they now? Like the other day, I was asking myself, why did I have the best shoes or the best dress those many years back? And where are they now? So that's vanity. So whatever I have today will be gone, and I don't have to get attached to it so much. I have to give way. Let there be space. Create space so that you can have more.
Okay. Paul Adams says, if you have wisdom without humiliating, it means nothing. Without humility, I think that's what she meant. If you have wisdom
Mm.
without humility, it is nothing. So without being humble, without really knowing how to contain that wisdom, yeah, it will be useless. And Mary, yeah, Mary from Nigeria. Okay.
yeah.
Why do you
Yeah.
think this guy was saying it's meaningless, it's vanity, it's purposeless?
I think it was because of maybe his age at that time and
Mm-hmm.
all his accomplishments that he had, because he was very rich.
Mm-hmm.
So himself is thinking, okay, I've acquired all this. What next? In my old age, would it be that I've worked so hard and then everything is just like I've worked with the wind? So in a sense, when we die, we don't go home with anything, do we? We're buried without. So we live all this life. We live. We work so hard from 9 to 5, 8 to 5, round the clock, 247, and then at the end of the day, we die and we go with nothing. So it's in a way, all these things at the end of the day will be vanity. But to me, I don't think it's necessarily vanity right now, whilst I am still young. I still have to live my life. I still have to create a bit, wealth. I still have to have pleasure. I need wisdom to be able to live my daily life. But at the end
Yeah.
of the day, they will all be vanity when I die.
I want to change your perspective, both of you. There's nothing
Okay.
that is vanity. That was Solomon's point of view. He concluded that.
Yeah.
That was his point of view as a human being. Both of you have done research, like scientists do researches when you've been doing your studies. You come with a conclusion, but your conclusion is not the truth. The truth is, today I was feeling down. I had some pain in the week. You girls have helped me to heal. So it's not in vain. So
Mhm.
anything you do, those shoes you had, yeah, yes, yeah, Mary from Minnesota, those shoes you had, they gave you pleasure, yeah, and that's why pleasure is part of it. They gave you pleasure that particular time you are using them, regardless of the time being gone. they are not in vain, because that particular time you are able to smile. Mary, you've said about 9 to 5. I am a bit sad because I no longer have my 9 to 5 job anymore. And it's hard work for me to to wake up and work out my day from 9 to 5 and occupy the day in a routine. So the routine is really hard work. So what I would like us to think from today onwards, and that's what I've been preaching, I'm not criticizing the Bible. I'm not criticizing Solomon, because he is a human being. He was a human being. And that is his conclusion. He said everything is vanity. Like you said, Mary, from Nigeria, from Leicester. It's because he was old and he was looking back and thinking, it's vain, it's chasing after the wind, it's nothing. But when he was doing it,
He was enjoying it.
when he was enjoying his wine, it was nice and tasty. It gave him pleasure that particular moment. And that's the meaning. When he was teaching all the people, the Queen of Sheba, when she was coming, all the other kings, even acquiring his 1,000 wives, it meant something to him. It meant a name. It meant fame. So it had a meaning. But because, again, he reached that point when he's looking back, oh, it's in vain because I can't hold anything permanently. Yeah, one of you said we will never leave this earth with anything, and that's where the vanity may seem as if it's vanity. But I believe God has given us a purpose in this life to be wise, and that's why we didn't need to sin at the beginning, to enjoy, yeah, to have pleasure in him and amongst ourselves, yeah, to be pleased with life because life was good from the beginning. And what was the other one? And to be given the wealth that pertains this life, that can help us on daily basis, our daily food, our clothes, okay, the wealth, the other type you were saying, there are different types of wealths and all that. Anyway, that's my perspective. That is his conclusion. It's not God's conclusion. It's not your conclusion. I think life has a meaning. So in our closing remarks, because we've been talking for almost an hour now, and I'm enjoying talking to you ladies. I am really, really enjoying talking to you. And for those who've been joining us, thank you so much. In your closing remarks, okay, what was the point of this particular afternoon session with Mary and Esther? Did it add value to you, or it didn't add value? And if it did add value to you, plus I'm asking also those who have been joining us online, what value have you gained from this afternoon, knowing that Mary wants to go and recover her car, the other Mary wants to go shopping, and Esther wants to go and chill? So what value have I added? Yeah. Okay, let me ask
Well,
Mary from Nigeria first. Yeah, let me give you a chance to, yeah.
okay. Well, I've been able to spend quality time with two other beautiful ladies and with the world, because I believe what we've just done will go, out far and wide. Yes, I've been able to spend quality time talking and talking about life and our experiences, and looking at the Bible. And for me, my motto is to enjoy life to its fullness, because that's what my Bible tells me. So whatever the situation, it will come and it will pass, because life is in seasons. What I'm feeling today will not be the same feeling I'll have tomorrow. So I have to, make every good use of every moment I have every day. So yes, enjoy your life to the fullest.
And Christy, she is saying, I'm enjoying too. So she's enjoying our afternoon conversation because it's evening where we are. It's afternoon in the US. It's evening in Kenya a bit later. And it's afternoon, a bit lunchtime where Mary Maura is at. Okay. So Paula Adams says that having a voice and using it to gain knowledge and sharing it is very empowering. And she said purpose is so important. And that's one of the things I normally talk about. Life has a purpose. Each one of us has a purpose. What is your purpose? You need to find out and then find why. Yeah, because when you answer the questions of why in life, then you're able to kind of understand life much better. But if you don't understand, why am I sitting this afternoon here? Now, Mary from Minnesota, I was asking, what value or how have we added value to you this afternoon?
Well, first of all is to say thank you for those who are listening. And Paula, thank you so much for showing up. I didn't expect. So I'm so surprised. And I don't know why I'm surprised, but I know you always where I am and I'm always where you are. And Karibu. Karibu is welcome. Paula is, with her in another group that we started, or that was started like 3 years ago. And we are always sharing things. And she has been a connection to me when I was going down or she was going down. We were going uphill together. And that relationship, I don't even know her, seriously, but it's a connection that is on Facebook. And that's where we were talking about. You can connect with some people who can be there for you, who you can feel free to connect, like we connected, me and you, Esther. It was so personal for me and even you to discuss what we discussed. But now we have put it out there in the social media, which is, I have learned, if you share your experiences without taking it so like personal, you will be able to help someone else who thought whatever they are going through now is too deep personal. Nothing is personal. It's normal. It's okay. It's happening to other people. Just go out there, look for someone who you think won't be critical or judgmental, or who has this attitude of putting people down. Just share it. Do not keep quiet. That's what I've learned today, that we should not have fear, and everything comes and goes. So that's why they're calling it vanity, or, so just have the wisdom of knowing that everything comes and go, and it's okay. It's okay.
Thank you so much. Now, the verse of today
Thank you.
from the U Version Bible was saying, love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and everything that you are, and love the other person the same way you love yourself. And that's what you girls have done to me. That's what every person who is sharing, watching and listening to us, and that's what we've been commanded. And you're right when you say, if you talk from a point of view where you're not criticizing, or you're not judging the other person, you're opening up your heart to someone who you're trusting that they will handle that problem in a good way, in a positive way, in a loving way, then we get healed. But if we go and destroy each other, then we are ruined. We need to be wise. We need to have the wealth that is coming from God that adds no sorrow. We've added knowledge to each other. That is wealth, according to me. And of course, we need to have happiness. Pleasure is part of happiness. And I'm delighted tonight to have both of you. So thank you so much. If you have any final remarks, before you go, I can see, Mary, from Minnesota wants to say something. Go ahead.
Just again, to the people out there, there is a way you can be the person receiving the information from this person. And if you do not have a solution, guide them to the professionals who might be able to help them better, or to another person. Do not shoo away someone and say, I can't help you. Or if it's somebody who is often having the same problem on phone, hey, he beat me, or they took this, or blah, 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 blah. Okay. If you know the kind of person you're going to be dealing with, just make a point of knowing when to answer their calls or when to help them. And you can even actually tell them, okay, now, since you know what it's about, okay, now I think I have time, we can discuss. Okay? Because there are some people you might try to help and they are not helpable. Just give them an ear. Do not block them like completely. If they cannot go to a professional, then that's the time. If you know it's a professional thing, that's the only time now you can say, you know what? I don't think I am the best person to, do this. Because if you try to carry other people's baggage for so long, it might come and siphon off your energy. That's all.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mary, thank you so much. You've made my afternoon or my evening from where we are. You've made my day. So thank you so much. It may not be one of the most popular topics, but one thing I know, it brings healing. If people could sit with friends and talk, sometimes just talk things out, it's a healing process. And it's one of the things we need when we are going through life. We need each other's shoulder to lean on. Yes, we need to carry on with each other. Otherwise, thank you so much. And Paula Adams says, thank you so much, beautiful ladies. She's just sending love and more love and more love. And for those who will be watching later on, if you have any questions or any concerns, if you have anybody that is struggling, and we can be able to answer some of the questions in the next program. This was an impromptu kind of afternoon, evening session where we needed just to talk as ladies and become a little bit vulnerable. And it's all to do with the reflections of life. And one of the topics I'll be looking at, and these ladies will help me, is to do with the well-being or welfare or mental health. So those are some of the topics that we normally look at, and looking at the purpose of life, a personal purpose, and also our own generic, or rather the general purpose in life. What is the purpose of life? Why did God create us? And why did God create you and you and you as an individual? We need to be able to find our purposes, and why is it that God has given us that burden in our hearts to be able to do that. So there is a reason why we came this afternoon. So kwaheri, kwaheri, kwaheri. Here were the girls who joined me tonight. From where I am, it's evening tonight. Mary, happy shopping after this. And Mary, happy getting back your car later on. And until next time, yes, it's a beautiful song here from our own CEO. And this love song is a very beautiful love song. So spread some love, unless you have a final word. Any final words before I put the dancing song? Yeah, adios, amigos. Love, love, love. And Paula is also, raining love on this side. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And this particular
I
song,
can see
Mary,
how the love is flowing.
Mary from Nigeria, this song is in tongues, but there's some captions in English. It's just Corinthians, 1 Corinthians chapter 13. If you would really go and sing it in Nigerian, in yes, my favorite one, Hausa. Thank you so much. Nice time. See you very soon. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.
Kana dire wendo hana taruduku kana gegerere gabaga ya gudu hana taruduku kana gegerere gabaga ya gudu wendo de gai de wendo otare wendo no vera tu wendo de gai de wendo otare wendo no vera tu. Maundu mothe mari hitho-ini gathira, morathi magathira, thiomi nĩ gathira,